Alrighty guys, welcome back to another LEGO Ninjago set review. And today we have the Battle for Ninjago City Summer 2014 set. It's set number 70728. Contains a total of 8 minifigures and 1,223 pieces and retailed for $119.99. This set featured the one and only Golden Master, the Overlord, in his little spider mech thing that he used in episode 34 of the TV series. And this thing looks pretty cool. It's a scaled down version of the one in the show. And the legs, each leg looks a little weird, but when you view it like this, it looks about what it's supposed to. And the legs are on ratcheted joints so they can turn around and move back and forth. Just like that. And these things, if you wanted to, you can push them back and forth as well. But in the default position, they look the best. And the whole thing is built using these two hinged assemblies, which allow you to easily access the Overlord. It's possible to put them in and take them out, but it's like when they're down like this, but it's easier, you know, going like that. And you can see on here, and they use a sticker to continue the print kind of coming from his like leg piece. And we'll leave them out for the moment, but 3 legs, obviously you can see they're all exactly the same. And on the back here there is a sticker on this spring-loaded shooter, which you can take and shoot at the temple, and you know, it was actually a good hit. I don't know if you guys could see it super well, because usually spring-loaded shooters move pretty fast and are kind of difficult to see on camera. But yeah, this spring-loaded shooter can ratchet up and down and turn around, but the flag moves with it. And the flag does have 3 stickers which line up pretty nicely, and they are like all the flags are double-sided, so that's pretty cool. But since this is such a large set, there are quite a few separate little builds. For instance, this gateway slash shrine entrance or whatever is one of those, and it's a rather simple build, but it looks very effective and it makes a nice entryway. I don't necessarily like the fact that the ground is all black, but you can just easily take it off. It doesn't stand as well, and you can't post figures underneath it as easily. But basically the moral of the story there is you can move it onto whatever color plate you'd like, and it's a pretty simple build, but it definitely, you know, has that Ninjago feel. And last but not least, for side builds is this tree, and it's not really a side build because it is attached via zip line to the rest of the temple. You can see the string there, but the tree itself is actually a really nice tree build. Used a lot of these leaf pieces, but definitely looks cool, and it actually has green grass instead of black grass. But the zip line comes all the way down from the top of the temple here, and you know, would slide down. So we'll take Lloyd and we'll demonstrate that feature real quick before moving into the temple itself. So it has one of the zip line handles, and you just throw that in Lloyd's hand, and you can attach him right up here. And if you get the angle of the zip line right, and I guess close that up, then you can get Lloyd to slide pretty well. But there, just right like that. He's running into issues with the roof because it's open because Nia's in there, but the zip line does work, and if you had a longer string it would work even better because there would be less in the way. Alright, there, that kind of worked. You get the point. And the one other thing that we'll take a look at while we're right here is Zane's little glider. It attaches to his back, but has 2 of these large Technic wing pieces, and some flick missiles, which, you know, work like flick missiles do. Except you gotta actually flick them. And it can rotate like this so we can shoot forward while all on his back. But that is Zane and his little glider. Let's move on to the actual main build. And here is the temple. The shrine fits and lines up with that front there, so you can put it there if you're trying to decrease the overall footprint, or you could move it out to kind of make the grounds of the temple seem larger. But we'll move it out of the way. And we're also going to detach the tree just because it makes it easier to see the whole thing at once. But on the ground floor, there's a staircase. Right, we're going to look, you know, on the bottom area around the whole thing. And then there are just some rock cliff walls, and on either side there's a little tree and some plants, and the two sides are identical except for the color of the leaf piece. This one is just regular green, but there are some secret hidden features here. The back behind the staircase there are little doors that you can use to get back in to the temple, and it's going to be difficult with that in Lloyd's hand. And with the swords on their back, it's kind of difficult because it's a very small space. But it is possible to fit minifigures through there. So, we're going to try. It might not be possible with shoulder pads, but we'll take this guy here. He can get through the Nindroid, which is bad for the ninja, but good for me proving that you can fit figures through. Proves my point. There, he's through. We'll see him later, and you can see where that goes out. And these little panels can be turned around to reveal secret hidden weapons. And this we can also demonstrate. The figure, if you attach them on there, they will, or we'll see where the weapons end up hiding. But we'll move up to the front here before we go to the back side. There is a little balcony. Jay is standing up here in front of the door. There's space all down here to keep figures on the other side too. And the other play feature in this area, if you put an Nindroid on there and push a little button down in the back, it'll send the Nindroid flying because it will put up some spikes in the floor, which you can kind of see there, but if I move you like in like that, they're Technic axles that are poking through those holes, and they'll poke up just enough to make it all work. The mechanism is visible here from the side. When I push this, it just pushes that whole thing up. And there are also some interesting architectural details. These pieces are cool, and then I like the window prints with the dragon that continues all the way down. That's identical on the other side. And just from the side, you can see there's not much. The roof looks good, and has some trapdoors on either side. We'll see what those do later. And there is a dragon head, which looks really cool. And it can be hinged, because that's how it's attached. I accidentally took it off. And it does have a sticker on there, and the eyes look good. And the top just looks nice. It has a good finish to it. But the doors, when you open those up, it'll take you to the inside. So let's go there. Alright, so the back of the temple has 2 or 2.5 stories, kind of. But down on the ground floor, the first thing we get is a prison cell. And you can unlock it by just opening the chain. In the back, you can see this is one of those weapon storage racks. It's a little weird to keep it in the prison, but, you know, that's what imagination's for. And I do like how this chain has the printed lock, 1x1 round tile on there. in the center, this is the button that you use to activate that spike trap, and there's a little barrel just to store stuff. And in the back here you can see this is where our Nindroid friend ended up. Let's see if I can reach all the way back there. That's where the doors go. And then in this last side, that's, you know, demonstrating the Lloyd spinning around feature. How you can get a ninja inside by entering through those secret hatches. And there's a door here which just contains some, or a chest here which contains some golden studs as treasure. And there's a torch on the wall, which could be removed. This room here is a little control center. First on the side, on either side there's a crate which is just slid in underneath there, and in it there is a hammer on this one. Next to it there's a wrench and a walkie-talkie, just some tools to, you know, have. There's a swivel chair here, which whoever is, you know, in charge, it would probably be Sensei, or Sensei, if you have those figures, you would use them probably here. And there are just some printed slopes and a nice sticker which shows the whole, you know, temple and where, you know, people are attacking. And this crate here does contain nothing inside, but it has a cool sticker on the front, so it looks cool. Would have been nice to have something in there. These are doorway pieces, so you can walk through them. It's just to provide support for things above. And then the other side is a little kitchen, and there's a little grill in the corner with 2 hot dog pieces and a little, you know, stool, I guess, with a little table. I would assume that that's what this is supposed to be. It's a little weird, but because it's so, you know, small and out of scale. And you can't really fit a figure in it while wearing shoulder pads because of the counter behind it. But you could also just use this as a seat, and he's sitting at the counter. And there are just some bottles there, a little cabinet with nothing in it. I guess you can't see anyway, but this also, nothing in it, but just some more storage. And the glass piece, little, I don't know if it's supposed to be like glass, if this is supposed to be behind a window or whatever. This is another crate, and it's empty. The floor above has just a really simple suggestion of a bed and a little bit more space to stand figures. This is storage for one of the shooter things, the attack functions of the set. And you would just slide these discs in here, very simple, just a tile on a 4x4 round plate. And you would just spin the wheel, and it would send something out. I'll show you all the shooting functions from the front later. But you can also pull down on these gray pieces, and those buckets will catapult something. So, it's another function, and there is spare storage for those pieces of ammo over here in that little thing. And there's also a spring-loaded shooter. One of the larger Technic ones, and you just pull back on that and it would go shooting through the trapdoor. So that is everything from the inside. And if we move up just all the way to the top, there's nothing there. You could stand a figure there if you want, but it's mostly just room for the technic mechanism for the catapults. And up on the top is the roof. Again, nothing there, but there's a little bit of room to stand a figure maybe. But let's see how we would go about attacking the androids from the front. And before we go on to doing any of the shooting functions, I just wanted to point out these stickers. These flags have stickers on both sides, and, you know, just kind of a cool little detail that I didn't point out before. But we'll close the doors up because we gotta hide. And at the same time, we would pull down here, and this catapult would move, and it shoots out one of these. And the second shooting feature, which I find to be a more interesting one, just in the way it works. They're both actually interesting for shooting functions, but you saw that there. You load it in this, and you just shoot it like that, kind of. There's ways to get it going really good like that, but, you know, it does what it does. And last but not least, the third function is that right there. So, now that we have taken a look at all of the features of the set, let's move on to the minifigures. We'll take a look at the good guys first, and the two here are Nia in her Samurai X outfit, and Jay. Nia's Samurai X outfit, or this version of it, is exclusive to this set. She has just a standard city-style face. The torso and leg print are the exclusive parts, and they look pretty good, and some good armor detail on there. There's some good depth to the top of that armor, and the back also looks really good, and just a nice outfit for Nia. I like this one a lot. And she does have the standard ZX shoulder pads with 2 swords in there, and she has the black helmet with the Samurai X extra pieces. Jay comes with this Technoblade, which is cool. It only comes in the Thunder Raider set, besides this one. And he has his hair in the rebooted outfit. This is supposed to be a representation of the stone armor. However, instead of actually printing the stone armor robes, in this set they took the lazy way out and used the standard rebooted robes, which are okay, but it would have been nice to get the stone armor outfit in this set. Instead, they waited and released it with Character Encyclopedia a couple years later. I don't have it, otherwise I would show it to you, but, I'll get it eventually. And he does have his standard J face, as well as the rebooted mask, and the hair, which is a good inclusion. I like the hair, but, again, would have been nice to get a more exclusive stone armor variation of this guy. So the next two, the other two good guys in the set, are Lloyd and Zane. And these guys are both in their stone armor variations. These two, originally in the first wave that stone armor was used, they were the only two to get their outfits, and it was just in this set. Zane has his Technoblade, only appeared in the... Well, actually, no, it appeared in Destructoid and the Ninjacopter. So the most common of the three, or of the 4 Technoblades, I think. And he also has his transparent blue shield, which is a cool piece. Not show accurate, though. The Ninja both have their hair pieces, which is cool, and their faces are both their standard faces. Lloyd's is the 2014 version of the face, which I think is worse than the first one that they made for him, so that might just be me, but let's see. Zane also has his original face, and the real exclusive parts here are the torsos, and they both look really good. It would have been nice to get a leg print with these guys, even though the show doesn't have leg print. It's just that would allow them to blend in with the other released afterwards Stone Army suits. But it was nice to get these two exclusive versions, especially Zane's, because Zane's, I think, had a lot of importance to the show. Not just the outfit, but like the scenes he was in while wearing this outfit were some of the most important, some of my favorites from the series. So it's nice to get this one. I think that definitely of all the Ninja to pick, Zane was like to create a stone armor for. Zane was the most important, so I'm glad that they did. But it's nice to also get Lloyd's. However, again, I wish that we would have gotten all of them at once instead of releasing over like 5 years. But no, more like 3 years. But anyway, let's move on to the bad guys. These next two figures are the same. They're just generic Nindroid warriors. You can see the torso and leg print on this guy, and the back print on the torso. And everything about these guys is identical except their weapons. This one is a little bit more built up than just a katana, but still, I think that they're really cool figures. You can see the head print there, and there's the back. And I'm just going to leave that guy like that, just so that you can see them both at the same time. But these masks are really nice. They're not dual molded, I don't think, but it's painted on there really well, and I like the laser eye. And I like how it's based on the ZX mask, and I guess I'll just return that. And they do have one silver arm, so I guess that's cool. But, you know, these guys are just generic kind of bad guy army builders. So it's cool to get a couple of them, but maybe it would have been nice to see a little bit more variation. And I guess there is quite a bit of variation because there's another Ninjago, but he's not the same at all. He's the less detailed version, I guess. The torso is still really good. It's a different one, actually, than this. And the face is the same, but there's the back print on the torso. This is a little bit more metallic and exposed. But we also have the Overlord, the Golden Master himself, the back print, and the front print. I'm not going to take off everything, because it doesn't cover that much. But the golden armor that he's wearing is really cool. It's made from the golden weapons. And his face is awesome. Really good face print. I like how it changes the look a lot if you... like he's grinning, or he looks angry if you put the helmet back on. And there's no alternate face for this guy, but there is some back head print. But definitely a cool figure, and the weapon for this guy is kind of cool too. So, you know, cool figs. Definitely increases the size of any bad guy army that you have. Alright, so overall, this is actually one of my favorite Ninjago sets of all time. I think that the temple is a really good looking one, the figure selection is good, and it offers a good amount of playability. So I think it hits all fronts, you know, looks good, plays well, and there's not much more you can ask for. I guess the only thing that I would slightly complain about is the price. It definitely feels like you're getting $120 worth, but just compared to the value of more current Ninjago sets, you know, you get a lot more for, you know, what you pay for. Especially the recent example of the Dragon's Forge set. It's probably just a tad smaller than this. It's, you know, about 1,100 pieces, so about 100 pieces less, and it's like $40 less, like 30% off of this. So that's the only thing that I would slightly complain about, but I still think that as a Lego set goes, this is a good value. So it's just within the Ninjago theme, it's a little bit steeper, but it's a minor complaint, and definitely you could get it on sale at times. I got this back in the day for $80, so, you know, you just gotta, it's a waiting game. So basically, this is all around a really nice set. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys all next time with another review. Bye guys.